Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the Options Professor podcast. This is Damien, and today is Sunday, August 9th. Last week, the watch list really didn't help us. I mean, I was only able to get one trade out of that watch list last week. The previous week, I had a majority of my trades came from the watch list. But what happened last week was that the market had moved pre-market Monday and took me out of a lot of the range I was looking for. But let's see what happens tonight and into tomorrow morning as we open. The S&P futures look like they're kind of just going sideways, not a whole lot of movement up or down, but the NASDAQ, so the NASDAQ futures are down a little bit. And this could just be the tech rotation that might be happening this week. I think the things that we need to watch out for are obviously any stimulus that the U.S. government passes and gets approved. I think a lot of people are anticipating that kind of move from the government, but let's see what happens through this week. All right, I am still in Home Depot, been in this for about 2 weeks, and I'm still hoping that this stays in the below the 275 and above the 255. And it is trading in this range, but it's sort of drifting up. I got one more week, and if it can stay below 275, then I'll collect my 35% credit in this Iron Condor that I played. I did run a scanner, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stocks came up. Okay, Nike was the first one. So let's take a look at Nike. These are bullish. Okay, Nike, I'd be looking at potentially holding really this level of 99 right above the 50 moving average, and potentially even moving this up to 100. So I like the 100 level for support and maybe be able to get some credit spread in at the 100 level. And it could run potentially up to 105. I did come out to the daily to look to see where the high was. Previous high was 105. So I think this is the range between 100, 105, and I'll be looking at Nike. It is already at 101.86 is where it closed Friday. So it does have a little bit of room to get to 105 this week. Another bullish stock, and I don't really know much about this one, but it did pop up on my scanner, so I'll keep an eye on it, is MDLZ. And so I'll be watching this one because it's right at the 50 moving average at 55.50. 55.50. If it can stay above that 50 moving average, then I'd like to play maybe a 55 call up to even a 58 call spread. So 58, I see this being a stretch to get there, but it can, or maybe just sell credits at the 55 put level. Okay, so this is a close one. If it can stay above the 50 moving average, like I said, then this one's in play for me. Now, if the 50 moving average at the 55.50 starts to reject, then I'll be looking to play this down a little bit and maybe down to the 54. So we can expect this one to move a little bit off of the 50 moving average. And so I'll be watching this one. As I said, I don't know much about this stock, and so I'll be keeping an eye on it. Another stock I've got on the watch list is MasterCard again. And MasterCard, I did make a play on this last week at the 305 level, and see it was holding the 305 for quite a while, and then Wednesday just took off up to 327, 330. And so now I'm looking at this to potentially hold 325. I like the 325 level as support, and range up to 335. So 335 is the top of the Keltner channel here. I'll either be, again, selling credit at the 325 level or buying debit spread that will take me from 325 right up to 335. And we'll see what this stock does. But I think it follows this channel up, and 325 is now my level of support. If I can get enough credit at the 320 just to give myself a little bit more breathing room, then I'll take the 320 versus the 325. But I think 325 here is a good level of support. Lulu. LULU. So Lulu has been holding on to this 50 moving average for quite a while. And mid last week, it made a jump up, and now it's trading around the 340 level. I like it at 335. If I can get 335 support, then I'll get some credit here and range up to 350. So this is a pretty big range here. Can I get a 335 up to 350, or even an iron condor on the top side at 350? So I'll be looking at different ways I could play this, but my identified range here is 335 to 350. I'd like for it to stay in there, but it could move and even blow through the top side. So maybe the safest thing for me to do is just sell support at the 335. We'll see how much credit I can get for this Monday morning. And then I do have another stock that doesn't necessarily look like it's going up. It's definitely not going down. HES. So HES closed Friday at 53.03, and I like this to hold really the 50, which is at 51. So the 50 moving average is about 51, and I like it to hold that. It should, with range up to 55. And so again, I'll be looking at this one to see how it plays out and how much credit I can get for either a 51 put spread, or potentially even looking at a debit spread for it to run up to 55. Okay, so that's the idea here. I'm hoping it plays within this range and then moves to the top side of the range, because the Keltner channel is actually moving upwards. All right, I had a tough time trying to find a bearish stock. I did like Team Friday, and I actually tried to get into some puts, a debit put spread here Friday, but Friday it just came down too hard. So I was looking at this saying the 50 moving average is at about 178. So if I can get a 178 call credit spread, that'd be great. Or 178 put to 170 put spread. Okay, so I'm watching this one. It's already at the bottom of this at the 170. If it does come back and recover a little bit to 175, I'm going to get into this on the downside and hopefully watch it get back down to the 170 level. Okay, so 178 to the top side, 170 to the bottom side, a good $8 move in team. But I will be watching this because it does look like it's going down. I want it to kind of recover, maybe get back to the 50 moving average of 78, and then reject that and come back down. All right, so those are the stocks I'll be looking at this week. I'll come back here Friday to take a look at the trades I've made, and hopefully I can have another one of those 70 or 80% winners like I've had in the past 2 weeks. So thanks for tuning in. I'll be back here Friday.